She said just go ahead. We start already.
So today we are learning about aging, healthcare, chronic pain relief. So it will bring forward with this 7 topics. First topic, we know the body pain and analyze. Second topic is the 5 body system relate to pain. Third topic is diagnosis and pain management. 4, practical learning. 5, top sign. 6, know the industry and healthcare sector. 7, evaluate and prepare. Okay, sorry. First topic is know the body pain and analyze. So we cover definition of pain, difference between acute pain and chronic pain, and come to cause of pain, type of pain, and manage of pain. Okay. So far, okay? Okay. The definition of pain, what is pain? So can you all tell me what is pain? Next session, what is pain?
Something that irritated me.
Like, you feel?
If I feel very irritated.
Sharon?
Can just help you.
Mohan?
Something out of the normal. Normally you're okay. Then suddenly you feel maybe you got a backache or something. Then you feel pain.
How about you, Lan? Pain.
Pain is very disturbing me.
Jumari, today are you feel pain today? You feel pain today? Oh. So the pain occurs when something hurts and closely and uncomfortable, unpleasant feeling. Okay. So do you experience with body pain? So do you have experience with body pains? Can you raise up your friend, your hands? How many of you have a pain experience?
Me.
Okay. Sharon? You have heart pain. Heart pain. Mohan?
No pocket pain.
Yolan? Do you feel experience of pain? Yes, some pain. Do you feel pain? Pain hard or you cannot finish the job?
Pain when I met an accident, pain, abrasion.
Jumari?
When not feel pain.
Today you feel pain? Okay. So you can see out of 6, it's 6 pain is 100%. Okay? So everyone have pain. So you can pain at backside or top shoulder pain. Okay? Most of the people, young people, is shoulder pain to hand and hip pain, the upper level. So the old people will be go to lower part of pain until leg. Okay. Type of pain can be physical and emotional component pain. So physical it contains like it will be result from nerve stimulation. So emotional components be like stress, distress, or anxiety. Maybe today I know you very stressed, so I feel pain. Or maybe Somali cannot finish the homework and feel pain. So it's some kind of like come from the psychological. So it because of pain also for the mental. Okay, difference between acute pain and chronic pain. What is acute pain? Acute pain will last for less than 3 to 6 months. It's a short term. And it's come with sudden. So it's like surgery, broken bone, dental work, and burn cut or urinary baby. It's really pain. What is a chronic pain? Chronic pain is not kind of like going on, usually lasts for longer, more than 6 months. It can cause from head pain, from the disease, cancer, nerve pain, back pain. So this is very long, can be last for 10 years, can be last for 20 years. So the cause of pain will be headache, cramp, muscle. If you over exercise, nowadays a lot of young people over exercise, become a muscle pain. It's dangerous too. Okay, cause of chronic pains is most in Singapore is aging also, because of aging population growing up. And because of the when you grow old, your bone will be more weaker, then cannot support. So your nerve will be compressed. So become your pain. Nerve then manage. Some of the disease like diabetes will be a lot of managed of this nerve managed. Cause of pneumopathia pain. What cause of chronic pain is poor posture. Like today, Nazini sit like that, then will be a poor posture. Will be cause long term will be pain also. So most is overweight. People overweight compress your blood vessel flow, so become blood circulation is slow, will be cause of pain. So some disease will cause you pain like very common rheumatic arthritis, so mobilization pain and also chronic pain and cancer. So usually for this the first one, rheumatic pain is something like who stay nearby seaside with water like lake. Like Singapore, a lot of elderly have this pain, and also Switzerland, a lot of people have this pain because close to the water and the environment is like that. Okay, when you go, sometimes some people when go to China or dry country, the pain will go away. Okay.
Is it true, May?
Yes.
Because I stay so near the sea, but I don't feel any pain.
You are still young. You are not going to maybe 7 plus or 80 years. So
Really?
you feel.
Are you sure?
Yes, sure. Most of people percentage will be higher. Okay. Number of increasing of chronic pain in the world, people are taking too much medicines. When you pain, what you do? Jason.
Oh yes, May. Sorry.
When you pain, what you do?
I will go and sleep.
You still pain, you can still sleep. You pain until you cannot sleep.
Maybe because I'm young. That's why
So you learn if you pain, how you do?
Or I go to the fridge and then I go and check whether I have some painkillers.
Okay, it's painkiller. Okay. And how about Sharon?
I take paracetamol.
It's a drug also, medicine. It's a 1, 2 medicine. Mohan? Yeah, 3. You? Something?
Medicine?
Yeah, 4. Today you are very okay. Today you take medicine. So our 6 is Friday take medicine. So do you know that medicine take too much, what will cause you? Kidney failure. Number or increasing of kidney failure in Singapore is very severely, and also demences. And 70% of people that. So this is more than 70%. It's almost 90%. So in our 6 learner. So the pain is increasing. Is it the same like US? Is the number of the pain is double of 5 times of the Singaporean population. So the cost is always has costly also. Who got the pain? Is it usually white collar 70% of shoulder pain? and student also, shoulder pain. The middle age and either elderly people, obesity over percent is lower back pain. Okay. Pain management, how you manage your pain? There are three types of management: psychology management, medicine, physical. So manage your pain can be start from physical. Physical is what we can do is cognitive behavioral therapies and mindfulness-based stress reduction, and acceptance and commitment therapies, safe and priority psychology therapies. This you can go to counseling center. It will be some FOC one, okay? Pain management by using a physical management is acupuncture. This is most people going to this acupuncture and bioelectric therapies, physiotherapy, and exercise. Now in Singapore, recent years is so increasing of going to chiropractor. Okay, but it's very costly, 5,000 per package. For learning or chronic, now today we are going to teach you how you going to you learn about chronic pain release care without drug, without needle. Okay, it's very safe. So the management of pains, I'm going to be teaching you alternative these therapies like going to like lymphatic detox and this is the equipment. This equipment is very high end using the technology together mixed with the hand. And heat therapies is really useful in your work and is very effective and safe. So because this the pain will a lot of time is caused by detox. So most of elderly they don't exercise and they can't exercise and they pain because you cannot pain, you cannot exercise. So you have to do some lymphatic system drainage. So this system is very important to our body. It's detox. You can, if you don't drain it out, your toxic go inside the body, or you still stay on many years in your body, will become cancer, we call lymph cancer, lymphoma. So this you do a detox is very important. So I'm going to show you the video, the video about let you know about lymphatic system.
No, the mouse.
If you manage a team, you have to try Monday.com. Monday.com is a platform to track everything your team is doing. We use it for all our projects: marketing, product development, HR, creative production.
In a nutshell, the lymphatic system is a drainage system that removes excess fluid from body tissues and returns it to the bloodstream. It's actually a subsystem of both the circulatory and immune system. The major purpose of the circulatory system is to bring oxygen and nutrients to body tissues and remove wastes. This exchange happens in the smallest blood vessels called the capillaries. Blood plasma containing nutrients moves out of capillaries at the arterial end of capillary beds, while tissue fluid containing wastes reabsorbs back in at the venous end. However, not all of the fluid is drawn back to the bloodstream at this point. About 15% of it is left in the tissues and would cause swelling if accumulated. This is where the lymphatic system comes into play. It picks up the excess fluid and returns it to the circulatory system. Unlike the blood circulatory system, which is a closed loop, the lymphatic system is a one-direction, open-ended network of vessels. Lymphatic vessels begin as lymphatic capillaries made of overlapping endothelial cells. The overlapping flaps function as a one-way valve. When fluid accumulates in the tissue, interstitial pressure increases, pushing the flaps inward, opening the gaps between cells, allowing fluid to flow in. As pressure inside the capillary increases, the endothelial cells are pressed outward, closing the gaps, thus preventing backflow. Unlike blood capillaries, the gaps in lymphatic capillaries are so large that they allow bacteria, immune cells such as macrophages, and other large particles to enter. This makes the lymphatic system a useful way for large particles to reach the bloodstream. It is used, for example, for dietary fat absorption in the intestine. Once inside lymphatic vessels, the recovered fluid is called lymph. Lymph flow is enabled by the same forces that facilitate blood flow in the veins. It goes from lymphatic capillaries to larger and larger lymphatic vessels and eventually drains into the bloodstream via the subclavian veins. On the way, it passes through a number of lymph nodes, which serve as filters, cleansing the fluid before it reaches the bloodstream. Lymph nodes are small bean-shaped structures scattered throughout the lymphatic network. They are most prominent in the areas where the vessels converge. Lymph nodes contain macrophages and dendritic cells that directly swallow up any pathogens, such as bacteria or viruses that may have been taken up from an infected tissue. They also contain lymphocytes, T cells and B cells, which are involved in adaptive immune response, a process that produces activated lymphocytes and antibodies specific to the invading pathogen. These are then carried by the lymph to the bloodstream to be distributed wherever they are needed. The lymphatic system also includes lymphoid organs. Primary lymphoid organs, the thymus and bone marrow, are the sites of lymphocyte production, maturation, and selection. Selection is the process in which lymphocytes